Hey, honey?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Retro Reviews. I'm Fen, this is Laura, if it's your first time joining us. Laura's here to keep me on task and to keep me from rambling.
Hey everybody, so basically we're going through Fen's...
Copious amount of D&D and other role-playing game books.
Yeah, and we're going through one at a time, and I'm going through a list of questions to, keep him on task. So let's dive in. What's the first book?
The
book tonight.
The book for tonight is the Index Card RPG 2nd edition.
Okay, do you want to give us a quick synopsis?
This is a one-book role-playing game created by, I never know which name to call him by. It's Hankering for an Ale, Ernest Borgnine, whatever he's...
He goes by a few different names.
He goes by a few different names. I usually call him Hankering for an Ale. He decided to actually make a streamlined role-playing game that was both fantasy and sci-fi. Because D&D 5th edition, 3rd edition, everything past like basic D&D got really complex. And as it got progressively more complex and more books, but he wanted something that you could easily just grab a book, one book, play the game, and just cut out a lot of the fluff from the game and streamline it down to its basic core rules of just grab a d20, roll, and it happens, it doesn't happen.
Okay. So where did you get this book?
Ordered it off of Amazon from his catalog of books. He's also a writer, he's got some other stuff he's done, and he did actually all the illustrations himself.
Nice. So what do you like about this book?
I love that it's streamlined. The fact that instead of being like every room in a dungeon will have like different challenge ratings, different numbers you have to roll. He came up with a system where each room in the dungeon has a different difficulty number, so any roll you need to make in that room, it's the same difficulty number you got to beat, so you're not constantly checking tables. The abilities that characters get are all based off of gear. So if you are actually stripped naked in a dungeon, there's no, oh yeah, I've got like a plus 25 to my escape check. I'll just, oh, I'm out. So it actually, like, the choices he made, actually, what I love about this game is just how well it plays from a narrative perspective, where the DM wants to have story trump rules. The rules are written in such a way that you can actually do stuff that in other D&D style games, it's just like, no, my character could never do that. I'm like, do you have your gear? Oh yeah, you're right. That thing I have that gives me that ability, I don't have that right now. Mm-hmm. Shoot.
Okay. So is there something you didn't like about this book?
I have gotten to use this book only once. So it's not one of the pile of, I've never gotten to use it, that's what I hate about it.
But you don't like that you've rarely used it.
I've rarely used it. It's gotten much love. I've loaned this out to a few friends, trying to get them to run some games. The thing is, there is a new edition of this out now, so this is why this one qualifies for a retro review, because I haven't gotten the new edition of it yet. But
okay. Would you recommend it to other gamers?
I would totally recommend. Like, if you're the gamers I would actually recommend this to is DMs that have a group of totally new players or a brand new DM to be able to have this book and just be like, alright, I'm going to create a quick little adventure, and there's lots of tips and tricks and advice packed into this. Just, the French bread's done.
Bread is done.
You want to press the stop button, and
Yeah.
I can rant a little bit more about this. So if you are new to playing role-playing games, having this be the first game that you actually try is great, because you don't have to get bogged down on the rules. You just roll your dice, figure out do some basic math. If you're new to DMing, having something you don't have to, sit there and slog through and learn all these different things. Just learning, okay, this is what the room number is. These are the monsters I have.
So it's very straightforward,
very, very beginner friendly. But it's not. It's almost like the cave of Dagobah. The only thing in here is what you take with you. So if you are an advanced DM, this book is still going to be great for you, because there's lots of great advice, ways to streamline and play your games better. Hankerin, actually, that was the big focus of his YouTube channel. He was actually one of the YouTubers that got me back into playing D&D and also inspired me to create my own channel.
Yeah, cool.
I totally stole that Thanksgiving story time idea from him.
Sweet. Okay, let's not get too off track here. So, are you planning to keep this book?
I am planning to keep this book at least until I get a new copy of the new version of this. And unlike the other books, I'm going to plan on selling off. If I do get a new copy of this copy, I am going to stash in a free library somewhere in the city, because it needs to get passed on to somebody else. This is such a great work. It needs to be gifted. It cannot. You cannot try to cash in on it.
Sweet.
But I'm keeping it just until I get a new copy of the book, and then I'll make this a little scavenger hunt. So
we'll let you know about that when it comes.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, shout out about the French bread.
French bread, yes. As you can tell from how my beard has been shaved, this is the time when we're doing the French bread for our Friday featurette. The Friday featurette after that was the Welsh rabbit. That was quite a few months ago. But yeah, if you didn't get to check those out, go check out in our backlog in the Friday featurette playlist. They're there, and I'll post a link for those episodes down in the description below. And also, just because I want to give Hankerin a good shout out, even though I've talked a lot about his work, there will actually be a link to where you can get a copy of the new edition of ICRPG down below as well.
Okay, well, it's a lot of information, but good information, and I think we should say thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Peace.